Okay, so the Act Creative ministry side, which is another side of this, we've all talked about the time when we realized that we had to stop abusing ourselves. And what I say on the website is that, there was a time in our lives when we were supplementing ourselves with supplements, but the supplements weren't for our health. They were the drugs and things like that. And they weren't vitamins, And so that stuff started to, Jesus says the thief comes only to kill, steal, and destroy. But when you get over on the death side of the spirit, then that's the thing that happens, and it gets you into it real slow, and then pretty soon you're in there so deep that you've got to do something. Another thing that has always been something, and it's a call that was on my life, and it was going into places and taking religious traditions off of people so that you could deal with Jesus the way that he really is, and God the way that he really is, not in a religious format. If there was no church on the face of the earth, God and Jesus would be with me every day and be totally real, because that's what he does. He lives with you, and it's life over death. And so the thing is, I've seen so many places where a person would go in and they would get so beat up in church because of people telling them the wrong message, just talking about hell and all the damnation and you're no good and this, that, and the other. And, they just walk out of there just going, geez, if that's what God's like, why would I want to be with him? And so, this whole ministry thing is to bring a truth to people that that's not how God is. It's not like that. If he was like that, I wouldn't be with him 5 minutes. I'd go, there's better things to do, But I've been with him over 40 years. And if it wasn't good, I would change. But it's absolutely the best thing I ever did in my life. He got me off of drugs. I never had to go through any kind of thing. I just sat, put my face in the Bible, and in 10 days, boom, it just switched, and I was free. And that was unbelievable to me. I mean, when he did that, then I had a disease one time, a sickness, and I went to all my doctors that were friends, and they couldn't heal me. And I said, man, what am I going to do now? I'm flat on my back in a bed. And I'm going, what am I going to do now? And I said, well, God's the only thing. I see in the Bible where he cures incurable diseases, So I guess that's where I'm going to have to go. So I started talking to him. And pretty soon, the information came, what I needed. I put it to use in the spirit world. In 3 days, I got up totally well. And so when people talk to me that there's no healing and there's no things, that doesn't happen today and stuff like that, they're too late. They're too late. It's already happened for me. I already did it the way God said to do it, and it worked.
You should listen to the evidence one.
That's exactly it. You don't get that religious place in the middle of what the truth is, And so that's a good thing. And I know, as you were talking, and I know Joe Walsh is a thing, but Joe Walsh says, when he quit doing alcohol, and he's a different person now, it almost killed him, And I remember coming off the drugs and the things that I was on, it took a year for me to get back to normal, so that I could enjoy things normal, because I did everything in that other state. From the time I woke up in the morning until the time I went to bed, It was just that whole deal, So this ministry side of this is to give people in the industry a chance to come and say, you know what, I got off of this, and it's the best thing that I ever did, And now I can approach the gift and the talent that's in me in a true way that doesn't have a bunch of, it's like a bad room that you're recording in. You don't have the bad room, You have the good room. You're there. You're alive. You really feel what you feel, and it's an upper for you. It's really an upper for you, And it's really good to hear, you talk about that. It really is, I mean, it's like, oh yeah,
life changer.
Oh, yeah. You appreciate sunsets. You appreciate, I see things on TV and I start crying. you know. I mean, you know, that I wouldn't even be sensitive to, you know, before.
No longer know.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, I've surfed all my life, and most of my life I've been partying.
Yeah.
I never realized I was kind of hungover surfing every morning. And, you know, sober surfing is surfing like a kid again.
Exactly.
All of a sudden.
Exactly. Exactly.
Full joy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Full throttle.
So this, so this is, you know, there's so many people, and I feel sad for them, and I know why it happens. And we have the teaching thing on the website, and things that God showed me over 40 years. And I feel so sad for people that go into churches and they never teach them the truth about how to live, and they just keep making a circle every week up to the front, repenting, crying, and everything, go back to their seat. You know, by Tuesday of that next week or Wednesday, you know, they've done something that makes them feel guilty again because they keep preaching a sin consciousness to them instead of a God conscious new creature to them. And so they just keep going in that thing, and pretty soon they think, you know, if God hates sin that bad, He can't like me, because it keeps happening, you know. And so they keep making that thing, and pretty soon they quit that church thinking God's like that, you know. And that's the sad part to me, you know. It's just like a musician that's out doing something that's not his gift. It's sad to me. I want to see a musician doing what God created him to do. I want to see God represented the way that He is, not the way that men twist it for whatever reason, you know. So that's what the ministry part of Acts Creative is about.